Hello, this is Seth Wedding, and welcome to another in-car movie review. Today we're going to do Crazy Rich Asians. I've been waiting for this film for quite some time now because I don't know if you know this, but I'm part Asian. I'm half Asian on mom's side. This movie is about a Chinese girl with a Singaporean boyfriend who goes with him home to his place in Singapore to go to a cousin's wedding, and she finds out that he's really, really rich. This movie is about whether love can survive something like finding out that your partner is really obscenely rich, and it's also about finding yourself and discovering your Asian roots. Like I said before, I am Asian. I'm Japanese Korean on mom's side. This movie stars Constance Wu as Rachel. Rachel is an economics professor at NYU. Her boyfriend Nick Young is played by Harry Golding. And Awkwafina plays her best friend. It's directed by John M. Chu. It's from a trilogy written by Kevin Kwan, Crazy Rich Asians. I would classify this as a teen film. Would also classify this as a mom film because mom, let me tell you, on the weekend mom heard about Crazy Rich Asians from me. She wanted to look it up on Netflix. That's how badly she wanted to see it. Mom, it's not even in the theater. It's not going to be on Netflix. Anyway, the problem is Nick Young doesn't tell her that I'm super duper rich. In Singapore, I'm like royalty. Awkwafina even has a line that says, he's like the Prince Harry of Singapore. And I think that's the real reason why this film was made. Because Meghan and Harry got married in May. And I think they timed it just perfectly as a piece of kind of company that kind of wedding. It's okay, but it's just a timing thing that I thought was interesting. Nick's mom is Michelle Yeoh, and to her credit, she doesn't play the Dragon Lady. Dragon Lady is a stereotypical Asian movie role in which there's this woman, it's always a woman, and she plots the death of a white man or woman. Anna May Wong was the first dragon woman in the 20s, and it really hasn't been buried. The role is still alive and well. And this is one of the things I hate about Asians in cinema. We're always the wise man, the dragon lady, the woman you can't understand because she's yelling at you in Chinese or something. We don't know, we don't care, we just can't understand it. It's a lot of noise. And that's what I want this movie to break. We need to show real Asian actors as they are. Like none of my Asian friends, the few Asians I have as friends, behave that way. They behave like you and me. When people look at me, they don't even see Asian, man. They see Latino. I'm totally not Latino. I'm Asian. This is something we desperately need to bury. We need more Asians in film and more Asians on TV. And Awkwafina, she was amazingly funny. I think I said that before. Michelle Yeoh was really upfront. She wasn't a dragon lady. She just fears for her son's marriage, because they are rich. They're really, really rich, and when you're really, really rich, you have gateways. You want to make sure your son isn't marrying a gold digger. You gotta make sure that your son's wife is capable of helping him manage an empire. In this case, it's a real estate empire, and this is why Michelle Yeoh puts up a wall. Like, anyone would want to make sure that this woman is good enough for their son, or this man is good enough for this woman, or any parent would want their partner to be good enough for their kid. It's beautifully shot. Some ADR was misplaced because you could see the mouths moving, but the words were different, and it wasn't like a Jackie Chan thing. It was just additional dialogue recorded over an American dialogue. And that didn't work, but the whole movie was just beautifully shot. The problem with this is we're talking about an American film in Singapore. It's very American, and it doesn't deal with the Singaporean issues, like the massive poverty that most Singaporeans live in. It's not gonna do all Slumdog Millionaire on you. It's just gonna stay within its boundaries of a romantic film about a rich Asian boy and a smart Asian girl. They take you in the street and they talk about all the street foods, like if they were in LA they would talk about truck foods, but they don't really discuss like, oh, these people make minimum wage, because that isn't the point in this film. They're gonna make another film where they can talk about how these people exist on relatively nothing compared to what we exist on. This isn't a time nor place to have a social cause. Everything has to be marriage. How are you gonna fit into my family? Constant Wu's character has to figure out how she's an American Chinese person, and she's also a Chinese person. It awakens her Asianness, or Asianness in an old family-oriented way. And that's what I really like to see, because my grandparents were born in Hawaii before Hawaii was a state 110 years ago. More than 110 years ago. So they went in the cane fields, their parents went in the cane fields, and of course they wanted their kids to grow up and not work on the plantations. So that happened. While that was happening, my great-grandparents spoke Japanese and Korean respectively, and my grandpa never learned Japanese. He was forced to learn English because English was the language of prosperity. And my grandma also learned English, but she knew Korean. So she didn't have it as bad. She could communicate with her dad and her mom. This is the way you break families, when you don't have a common language among you, and this is the way the stories get lost and you feel like you don't have a family because you don't have a connection to your grandpa and your grandma or anyone in the old country. Basically, they might have went back, but they never reconnected that strongly with anyone in the old country. Well, my great-grandfather would send money back, my great-grandmother would send money back, but they never got to see each other ever again. And that's why there's a need for this reconnecting to your Asian roots and to your roots. Or even like me, I'm half Asian. I don't always feel connected to to my Asian roots. I don't always feel Asian. When I go to Hawaii with all my cousins and my cousins' cousins and lots of family, I feel Asian there. When I go to Chinatown, like I did when I had operations and therapies in Boston, I felt Asian, but around here I feel white. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about reconnecting to your Asian roots. If you like rom-coms, like Mom, like me, go see this movie. It's not going to be too Asian for you. I may have another video on the Asianness of this movie and what it meant to me, but it's not going to overwhelm me with Eastern mysticism or any of that crap you see in the old martial arts film. It's super real. It's heartfelt. The wedding is beautiful. What the grandmother says it's really, really real. Really true. I hope you enjoy this because it's an American film. It's not an Asian film. It's the first Asian film that was stamped off by Asians in 13 years, and it's about time. And I hope this thing does really well because I put enough money and time and budget and talent into it. I hope my friends who are Asian actors get work because there's more work for Asian actors because of this film. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, hit my bell if you want notifications from videos on my channel. Visit my links in the comment box below and have a great day.
One step is all it takes to get us moving anywhere. And now that we are on our way, I need to say what used to keep us back were just excuses made to not change. You say I promise to be there in every single way. We're doing this together every step we take, closer to each other.